I feel like this band, and if I'm being honest, all of Anthony's projects inspired a lot of folks in the scene to have eclectic taste. What's up, dried mangoes? Welcome to another episode of Guarsenio's High School CD Booklet Review, the YouTube show where I critique the musical taste of an actual child. Me. Also, before we get started, I want to remind everybody that we got a brand new show on our Patreon called Your High School CD Booklet Review. Drew and I wanted a chance to talk about more legendary albums that I wasn't cool enough to own when I was in high school, so we're doing it on Patreon. And if you're a $50 and up patron, you get to pick an album for us to listen to. And today we're talking about the sonic equivalent of wearing a scarf to the Warped Tour, Juturna by Circa Survive. Before we get into this, I think we gotta talk a little bit about the Saosin EP from 2003 and its impact because I never owned a physical version of it. Saosin, I'm not even sure if I'm saying that band name right, was Anthony Green's first band that I knew about. He recorded one 5-song EP with them, Quit, and dude, I gotta be honest, I don't think that there had been a more game-changing EP at that time since, I don't know, Disembodied? That thing was everywhere, and honestly, it was shocking because at that time, it was a very strange version of post-hardcore. It was like emo with a sprinkle of new wave American metal riffs, and it was such a sensation that it spawned millions of copycat bands that dominated the scene for the rest of the decade. The staying power of this EP was so insane that after 11 years and several albums with a different singer, the band reunites with Anthony in 2016. It is a unique and honestly pretty cool band story, but holy hell, that's so weird! They were a band for like 8 months. That's like if Judas Priest reunited with Al Atkins in 2003 instead of Rob Halford. What did they do with the back catalog? What were those live shows like? Anyway, Circa Survive was pretty weird, man. This was their first album, and I know folks were pretty excited about it because it was the Saosin guys' new band, but I gotta imagine that most people upon first listen were like, what the fuck? And I guess you can put me in that camp because like most things with an expectation, I was slightly bummed that it didn't sound like I thought it would. However, it grew on me and a lot of folks real fast. In a previous episode, I talked about how Of Montreal led me to find really weird glam rock of the 1970s like Roxy Music or Cocaine David Bowie, but honestly, I really wouldn't have given a band like Of Montreal a shot without Circa. This album is bananas. The song structures are all over the place, the guitars are playing completely different things at all times, the drummer is playing whiplash level jazz beats, and a band like this is the definition of the bass being the glue that holds it all together. This is also another band where I know the voice is divisive or whatever. I did a whole spiel about distinctive vocal performances on the Coheed episode, so if you want the full breakdown, go check that out. Just know that I'm always supportive of a unique voice, and like this handsome son of a bitch has 300 plus bands and a legion of fans that are gonna listen to every single one of them, so he's absolutely doing something right. Also, he sounds incredible on our Brian Eno cover. Go listen to it. I feel like this band, and if I'm being honest, all of Anthony's projects inspired a lot of folks in the scene to have eclectic taste. It wasn't single-handedly or anything, like the Mars Volta and At the Drive-In created many a Syd Barrett Pink Floyd fan. However, around this time, it felt like every week Anthony had a new band and they were weirder than the last, and it helped hundreds of Zoomies employees branch out and discover what kind of music they really liked. You know, like Taking Back Sunday, Mike Chem, Adriano Celentano, Plantasia. Also, we're having a 15% off sale on all our underwear that has pictures of drunk bears wearing snowboarding gear and our sunglasses that look like they're free at bar mitzvahs. Let's talk about this album art. This looks like a mop coming to life in my grandma's backyard. This looks like the Corpse Bride slipping on a banana peel. This is what it looks like when Moss Man from Masters of the Universe asks his girlfriend to sit on his face. Jesus Christ, I can't believe I read that one out loud. So I made 3 pop culture references today, and how did that make you feel? My wife! I don't know, pretty bad, man. This looks like the garden department at a Home Depot in Transylvania. This looks like a fruit roll-up auditioning to be on Real Monsters. So yeah, to sum up, I think this album is pretty good, and it inspired a generation of curious little freaks. Good job, fellas. Anyway, that does it for this week's episode. If you have an actual critique of this album that doesn't involve what this dude's voice sounds like, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Next week, we're talking about City of Evil, and I regret to inform all of you that I think it rocks.
minutes, 2 minutes,